In a world where people are oppressed, outlaws are inevitable. It is no secret that outlaws are not completely altruistic. Each outcast from society, disenfranchised, shunned, and then disowned. Wolfheads without rights, killed on sight. But who made them this way? Everyone has their reasons. But one thing is for certain. Every outlaw seeks revenge on the state. We do not steal from the rich to give to the poor. We steal from the rich to hurt the rich. You have never heard of the state? The state is an affluent empire with a threatening military force. The residents of their treacherous kingdom are oppressed, strangled by the iron fist of a dictator. You can almost hear the distraught lands crying for help. Recently, the state has been hell-bent on expansion. They have been seizing countless regions, including Traveler's Outpost route and the ancient graveyard. The state even has the audacity to charge travelers a toll to cross the two bridges. To enforce these tolls, a garrison is being built. Furthermore, an oversized church has been constructed, much too large for the sparse congregation. A display of wealth in the middle of a century forest, of course. It was clearly an attempt to erase all evidence of the earlier pagan ways, those freer days. Of course, all common folk know that the state always fails to effectively eliminate all remnants. Rumors suggest that a forgotten catacomb offers passage deep beneath the church, suggesting that they may lead directly to the state's hidden riches. These are just a few examples of the fortresses, citadels, and strongholds in the state's possession, clearly all with the outward appearance of dominance and impenetrability. Get this, some lands were not even seized, but simply obliterated. The story goes that a town called Middleton was a safe haven for many of those outside the law. One day, the state responded with a brutal message. They destroyed Middleton by smashing the dam that held back the waters of Lake Grimwith, flooding the town completely and forcing the people to leave and seek shelter elsewhere. Our story begins with a young child, inhabitant of Middleton, a nice town. John Naylor, son to a blacksmith, spent most of his days aiding his father at the Middleton smithy. John helped in any way he could, enjoying the sound of hammers striking anvil. As he grew into manhood, John filled out, becoming heavily muscled, leading to his ironic nickname, Little John. On that day that Middleton was destroyed by the state, Little John vowed to never build a weapon of war again. Troubled by the capture of his sister, John uses his forged sledgehammer to bring justice back to Middleton, so that one day he can rescue his sister from the clutches of the dreaded state. The former blacksmith, now brawler, wishes upon the aid of a legendary hood, even if it means taking the legendary mantle of Hood upon himself. Meanwhile, at the state, a devout inquisitor has just committed treason. The suspect is named Tooke. Trained at a young age, Tooke learned to love no one and nothing other than the state and its religion, both of which were built on uniformity and obedience. He was taught to become an inquisitor. The mystic's blind obedience to religious scripture made him easily exploited by the state. And then one morning, a prisoner was brought to him and Tooke was shocked to see his old mentor, Brother Johannes, in chains, face bruised and bloody, ready for questioning. Every scream from Brother Johannes twisted a knife in Tooke's own guts. But mercifully, the elderly alchemist's heart gave out quickly. The accusation was obviously false. He could not be part of it anymore. The state did not just let people leave though. The only way to survive was to make his way outside the city gates to a place he had never been before. Tooke traveled the world, spent time in different religions and cultures, spent much time in the forest, consumed countless mushrooms too. These magical mushrooms granted him the ethereal powers, permitting a connection with the mycelial network. Around the time Tooke was foraging and drifting about, Marianne Fitzwalter, former heir to a large estate on the west coast of Scotland, was in the forest gathering wood for a new engineering project she was working on with Hub. During this time, the state soldiers returned to Cardros. They left the workers alive, but Duke Fitzwalter, Marianne's beloved father, was butchered without mercy. When her father was murdered, Marianne vowed to continue striking at the state whenever the chance arose. But on top of that, she would take back her lands in the north along with the title and the name that was rightfully hers. The hunter is now carving a path of vengeance across the country with her crossbow and its mounted blade. Known never to make the same mistake twice, and armed with her background in engineering, she has fashioned powerful weapons and tools to prove upon every failure of her past. Uncoincidentally, she bands together with the newly formed Outlaws headed by the one and only legend in the flesh, Hood. Hood was the legendary leader of the Outlaws. As a former legend, he possessed mighty military skill which garnered him the respect within the group of outlaws. The common city folk saw Hood as a spark of hope, that they one day too would be free of the state's oppression, although he was thought to be long dead after being executed by the state. Now though, after many weeks of despair, coupled with the rumors of the newly banded outlaws, the dreams of the city dwellers have been rekindled as rumors of Hood's return have spread like wildfire. After joining the band of outlaws, John hopes that this new archer can turn their fortunes around and strike once again at the despised state. Tooke has circled back to Greenwood Forest, ready to rebel against the government's iron fist alongside his newly acquainted outlaws. And Marianne finds this the perfect opportunity to strike at the state big time. Even you know that Hood has been the lord of the Greenwood for generations, bringing death to those representing the state and aid those who need it. Now that he has returned, he aims to bring justice to the Greenwood. Equipped with a sinister-looking longbow and garments, Hood's intention is to bring death to those who oppress the downtrodden, for he is no mere man. He is a legend. Their legend.